field. I do want to take a few minutes to talk to you. We had a group in maybe, what was it, an hour ago maybe, right before the last votes. I had a telephone town hall last night back in Ohio's 18th district where I announced my intent to vote against the bill. And I'm sticking with that, obviously, and I've not announced it to the press just yet. We're going to be doing that after this. I really felt strongly that my constituents had a right to hear it before the media.
Thank you.
About what we're going to do. No offense to the media. And I want to make clear, and I feel like I'm repeating myself from the group that we just had in. It's not that I don't feel we need health care reform. I think we do, and I think we do.
We agree.
We agree.
For a lot of really good reasons, including moral and economic. And, it's something we can no longer afford to ignore. But I have some problems with this bill. And when the bill was passed out of the Senate, I objected to it, and there are several bases for that. And as time has transpired and we've come closer to the vote, and our economy continues to be in a very difficult situation. And as this issue has divided our country, it has, I can't help but think that we need to put this behind us, and we need to do it in a way that's sensible and moderate and reasonable. And I think all of us agree we should be focusing on the economy, and this issue is preventing us from doing that. The bill itself, I think, is flawed in several respects, and I think the process is also flawed. I'm concerned about that as well. So I'll be voting no based on my perception of the bill, my perception of the process, and just as importantly, my perception of the sentiment in the district. You guys have made it very clear. At least a lot of you have. I know you don't speak for everybody back home. I know there's a lot of folks back home that really want this bill. And I really want health care reform, but I just don't want it this way. So I don't know if they have the votes to pass. I don't even know if they know if they have the votes to pass. My hope is that and I've argued this with the President and the leadership in my own party in the last few days, that we need to consider a more tempered approach with a piece-by-piece, incremental approach. We can do relatively rapidly. It's hard for the public to understand what you're doing when you've got 3,000 pages of complex legislation. And I think it's about time we started focusing on our agreements, where we agree, and not where we disagree. And that's, I think, what has divided the country and led to this stalemate, this gridlock that's not healthy, it's destructive. So I'll be voting for the bill, or against the bill, tomorrow. The Freudian slip. I'll be voting against the bill tomorrow, but I want you to know, you and I are not going to agree on everything, and we're not going to maybe agree on most things. I think we probably agree on this one, and that's a good thing. But I'm going to continue to push for health care reform. And if this bill passes, I will push to make it better. If it doesn't pass, I will push to make sure we get something.
So you're saying something is better than nothing?
Yes.
If that something is wrong?
No, that's why I'm voting no.
Okay.
What's your views on tort reform and purchasing insurance across state lines?
Start with the second one. Purchasing insurance across state lines, I think, is a way to enhance competition and therefore lower prices. If it's done properly and it's properly regulated, I think it can be a beneficial thing for consumers. Because that's part of the problem, not the only problem. Part of the problem is a lack of competition in the insurance industry. Tort reform is another issue that, if properly presented, I think has some appeal. We have to figure out a way to give doctors the freedom to practice medicine, which means we have to figure out a way to deal with this problem of defensive medicine, which is, people talk about malpractice insurance premiums, and I know that's important, but really the big issue is defensive medicine. It's costing us a lot of money. It's making the system very inefficient. But I know this, we in Ohio have very aggressive tort reform. We implemented it 10 or 12 years ago. It's one of the most aggressive in the country. Damages caps, filing requirements, affidavits from doctors, for example, in malpractice cases. it hasn't worked. Our defensive medicine practice in Ohio is just about as high as anybody in the country. So that approach doesn't work. We know that. Texas has the same thing. They have a very aggressive tort reform bill, but their defensive medicine practices are some of the highest in the country. So what can we do for doctors? I think there's some attractive options out there that we should be considering. The idea of a medical board in the state of Indiana has a board that you can't file a medical malpractice lawsuit unless you take it for a group of doctors who are appointed to a board who understand the pressures that all physicians have and have made a determination that there's reasonable cause to believe that something egregious has happened. That way, no frivolous cases get in, and doctors know that if it's a simple, I don't want to say the word mistake because that can be construed in many different ways. If it's something that could naturally happen using due diligence, they shouldn't have to be sued. I guess that's the best way to say it.
Is Pelosi going to try to have this deemed? Or you guys?
I just heard that they're going to that they're not going to go that route now.
Which route is that?
The so-called deemed route, self-execution.
Yeah.
I just heard it right before I came up here when I was on the floor that they're not going to do that.
Well, that's good because there would be.
Well, I agree. I mean, that's one of them. Unfortunately, it's not the only problem I have with the bill or the process. So it's not enough to change my mind. But I think, I don't know if that means they have their votes or they're still trying to get their votes. I'm not. Yeah. Since I'm a no,
it
I'm
goes
really,
back and forth. You hear the news.
All right.
Can you stand up against the pressure?
I already have.
Well, what if they do the slaughter rule, though? If they comes back...
Doesn't matter. I'm voting no on the bill. Yeah, I'm voting no on the bill.
Even though...
Some fancy thing, right?
No, I mean...
The slaughter, you don't have to vote for the bill, though, right? If they do it that way?
I'm not voting for any legislation that would get around voting for the bill. My vote is going to be no on it.
Unfortunately, we've been sour the way things have been going.
I understand that. And that's more... I can see why. And so, no, I don't approve of that process. I'll oppose it. And
what's your colleagues say?
They're all over the board. I mean, I just met with a friend from my best friend here, Mike Arcuri from upstate New York. He's voting no too, and he was a yes the first time. Mike Arcuri.
Thank you. Maybe we'll visit.
Yeah, I will. I could use a little cheering up right now because we're both getting. This is the big leagues, and it's not the. I don't blame Obama or Nancy Pelosi. It's the system, and it was this way. There's always been political pressure to stay with party. And if you think there's no political pressure on the other side of the aisle to keep in line, then you're mistaken. It's just the way the system works. I don't like it. This is too important to reduce it to let's make a deal, or I want to be popular, or I want to do the right thing for my party. None of that matters. It's what's right for my constituents.
Could you explain why college funding was thrown into this bill?
I don't know.
What year?
I had no. I'm probably as perplexed as you as to why that was done.
There's a candidate running against you in the fall who signed that said that he will not vote for any earmarks, and if he does, he'll resign in 3 days. Are you willing to do anything
No,
like that?
I'm not willing to sign anything like that. I'd much rather have my constituents, my local governments, decide how to spend our tax money than some bureaucrat in Washington.
We don't have any money.
Yeah.
We're broke.
Now, I will not sign a pledge to refrain from asking for earmarks. They're too important. I don't have a congressional district that can afford to, on principle, turn money down. And I know you disagree with me, and we're not going to be able to come to terms on that. That's where I am.
One step at a time. Earmarks, and we don't want to go there now.
Yeah.
What part of stop the spending do you folks want to understand?
Listen, I'm sorry. I wanted to talk about healthcare we have, and I have to get back to work.
Okay.